Joining us now, Israel's special envoy for combating anti-Semitism, Michal Cotler-Wunsh. Michal, here's the thing. There's a big fight in Congress right now on the fact that these colleges have tax-exempt status. They've been taking in a lot of money overseas from foreign entities, and they're not disclosing where that money exactly is coming from. What do you think of this new investigation by the House into Harvard, UPenn, and MIT?
Look, 10/7, we mark 2 months to 10/7 today, Liz. And 10/7 exposed many, many masks. One of those masks that was removed is actually the state of affairs at universities that are intended to teach people how to think, not what to think, and certainly not what to think that is funded by foreign entities that have no transparency in terms of how we got here. So when there is a professor that is exhilarated by the atrocities, the war crimes, the crimes against humanity perpetrated against thousands on 10/7, then this is a call to action for those universities. And in fact, I think that that is one of the masks that has been removed, a real moment of reckoning for those university spaces that have allowed anti-Semitism to thrive in their midst.
You know, Michal, Israel's ambassador to the United Nations and his top military attaché gave us a personal screening of the 10/7 footage. And it is worse than anybody in the media can ever imagine. They found new ways to be depraved. And we thought we knew about evil. We didn't. The scope of this evil is beyond human comprehension, what we saw. So I don't want to talk more about it because it's heartbreaking, but let's watch these college presidents in action today, because you're going to see, you know, they were pretty clear that they were not going to denounce calls for Jewish genocide on campus, but then only after they were called out and threatened with saying that they should resign, or they're clarifying their statements. But, you know, Michal, they're not apologizing. There's no apologies on this. Watch this.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
Again, it depends on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign. Specifically calling for the genocide of Jews, does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
I was not focused on, but I should have been, the irrefutable fact that a call for genocide of Jewish people is a call for some of the most terrible violence human beings can perpetrate.
Have any of them seen the 10/7 footage? She's saying I was not focused. Notice they're still not apologizing. Notice Harvard President Claudine Gay says, quote, some have confused this. Some? It was Gay herself who was confusing on this, and the Pennsylvania Governor, Josh Shapiro, he's saying McGill's evasiveness at UPenn, absolutely shameful, unacceptable. The Board of Trustees has a serious decision they need to make. Should they all step down?
Let's be clear. If there was a call for genocide on any of those campuses against any group, it would not be permitted. You cannot apply your principles or your code of conduct for bullying and harassment selectively and allow only for the call for genocide against Jews/Zionists/ supporters of Israel to be allowed on your campus. And the one more piece, you know, they kept repeating the word context. The context in which these demonstrations are taking place is 10/7, an attempted genocide against Jews in their nation state not 2 months ago. The worst atrocities perpetrated against Jews since the atrocities of the Holocaust. I mean, and so that is the context that we should be cognizant of.
Yeah, we had Holocaust denialism, 9/11 denialism, and now 10/7 denialism. Hamas, in its charter, calls for genocide. Michal Cotler-Wunsh, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's good to see you.
Thank you for having me on, Liz.